The world watched in awe, as millions of eyes were glued to screens, waiting for the historic announcement. White smoke billowed from the Sistine Chapel chimney, a signal that echoed through the ages, signifying the election of a new pope. A new pope had been chosen, and the air was thick with anticipation and excitement. He was not from the heart of Europe, a departure from centuries-old tradition. He was not steeped in centuries of Vatican tradition, nor was he a familiar face in the corridors of the Holy See. He was Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, a man of deep faith and humble beginnings from the Philippines, known for his warmth and approachability. This was a watershed moment, a turning point that would be remembered for generations. The Catholic Church had a new leader, one who promised to bring fresh perspectives and renewed hope. His election signaled a bold departure from the past, a recognition of the changing face of the Church and the world it served, embracing diversity and inclusivity. Tagle's selection sent shockwaves through the Catholic world, challenging long-held assumptions and expectations. Many had anticipated the election of a more senior cardinal, someone with decades of experience within the Vatican's inner circles, someone steeped in the inner workings of the Vatican, familiar with its intricate politics and traditions. Someone perhaps from Europe, the traditional heartland of the Church, where the Papacy had its roots. But Pope Francis, in one of his final acts as pontiff, had urged the College of Cardinals to look beyond the familiar, to embrace change and innovation, to seek a shepherd who could guide the Church through the complexities of the 21st century. The Cardinals listened and they heeded his call. They saw in Tagle a man of deep intellect and unwavering faith, someone who could inspire and lead with wisdom and grace. They saw a pastor who embodied humility and compassion, qualities that resonated deeply with the faithful. They saw a leader who could build bridges between cultures and heal divisions, fostering unity in a diverse world. They saw a visionary who could lead the Church into a new era of relevance and growth, adapting to the needs of modern society. In that moment of divine inspiration, Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle became Pope Gregory XVII, marking the dawn of a new chapter in the history of the Catholic Church. Luis Antonio Tagle's journey to the papacy was an unlikely one. Born in 1957 in Manila, Philippines, he grew up in a devout Catholic family. His father was a bank teller, his mother a devout homemaker. Tagle's early life was marked by simplicity and faith. He excelled in his studies, displaying a keen intellect and a thirst for knowledge. He entered the seminary in his teens, drawn to a life of service within the Church. His professors recognized his intelligence, his compassion, and his unwavering commitment to social justice. These qualities, evident even in his youth, would shape his path and ultimately lead him to the highest office in the Catholic Church. Tagle's ministry extended far beyond the Philippines. He was a respected theologian, fluent in multiple languages, including English, Italian, and Spanish. He studied at prestigious institutions, earning a doctorate in theology from the Catholic University of America. His academic achievements earned him recognition worldwide. But Tagle never lost sight of the pastoral heart of his ministry. He connected with people from all walks of life, listening to their stories and offering words of comfort and hope. His warmth and humility transcended cultural and linguistic barriers. He was as comfortable discussing complex theological issues with scholars as he was sharing a meal with the poor and marginalized. The Catholic Church in the 21st century faced numerous challenges. These challenges were multifaceted and complex, requiring a nuanced approach to address them effectively. Secularism was on the rise, particularly in the West. This growing secularism led to a decline in church attendance and a questioning of traditional religious values. Internal divisions threatened the Church's unity. These divisions were not just theological, but also cultural and political, making the situation even more challenging. Scandals had eroded the trust of many. The impact of these scandals was profound, shaking the faith of even the most devout followers. The Church needed a leader who could navigate these turbulent waters, a leader with the vision and courage to steer the Church through these difficult times, a leader who could articulate the timeless truths of the faith in a way that resonated with the modern world. Tagle understood these challenges deeply and was committed to addressing them. He believed that the Church needed to engage with the modern world, not shy away from it. This engagement was crucial for the Church to remain relevant and impactful. He advocated for dialogue and understanding, even with those who held different views. This approach fostered a spirit of inclusivity and mutual respect. He recognized the need for the Church to confront its past mistakes with honesty and humility. This recognition was essential for healing and moving forward. He believed in the power of forgiveness and reconciliation. These values were at the heart of his vision for a renewed and united Church. A bridge between cultures, Tagle's unique position. As a Filipino, Tagle brought a unique perspective to the papacy. He hailed from Asia, a continent where Christianity was experiencing remarkable growth. He understood the challenges and opportunities facing the Church in the developing world. He recognized the importance of intercultural dialogue and collaboration. Tagle's election signaled the Vatican's recognition of the global nature of the Catholic Church. It represented a shift away from a Eurocentric worldview towards a more inclusive and representative Church. Tagle's background allowed him to connect with Catholics from all corners of the globe, bridging cultural divides and fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose. Compassion and mercy, Tagle's guiding principles. Throughout his ministry, Tagle emphasized the importance of compassion and mercy. He often spoke about the need for the Church to be a sanctuary for those who are suffering, a place where they can find solace and support. His words and actions were a testament to his belief that true faith is demonstrated through acts of kindness and understanding. He believed that the Church should be a beacon of hope for the poor, the marginalized, and the forgotten. Tagle's outreach programs were designed to uplift those in dire circumstances, providing not just material aid but also spiritual and emotional support. His vision was to create a community where everyone felt valued and loved. He challenged the faithful to see Christ in the face of the suffering and to respond with love and generosity. Tagle's visits to hospitals and orphanages were not just symbolic, they were a call to action for others to follow in his footsteps and make a tangible difference in the lives of those in need. Tagle's commitment to social justice was unwavering. He tirelessly advocated for the rights of the oppressed and used his platform to highlight issues that many preferred to ignore. His speeches at various conferences and rallies were powerful reminders of the Church's role in promoting justice and equality. He spoke out against poverty, inequality, and the exploitation of the vulnerable. Tagle's activism was rooted in his deep faith and his conviction that every person deserves to live with dignity. He was a vocal critic of systems that perpetuated injustice and worked tirelessly to bring about change. He called for a more just and equitable world, where the dignity of every human person was respected and protected. Tagle's advocacy extended beyond the pulpit. He was actively involved in community outreach programs, working alongside others to address the root causes of inequality and injustice. His papacy promised to be one marked by a deep concern for the poor and a commitment to building a more just and compassionate world. Tagle's legacy is one of hope, love, and unwavering dedication to the principles of compassion and mercy, inspiring countless others to join him in his mission. A beacon of hope for the marginalized, Tagle's advocacy for social justice. Tagle's advocacy extended beyond words. He was known for his hands-on approach, working tirelessly to improve the lives of the poor and marginalized. He established programs to provide food, shelter, and education to those in need. He visited slums and refugee camps, offering comfort and support to those who had lost everything. His actions spoke volumes. Tagle was not content to simply preach about compassion and mercy. He lived those values every day, inspiring others to do the same. His papacy promised to be a powerful voice for the voiceless, a champion for the poor and marginalized, and a force for positive change in the world. The weight of tradition, the winds of change. Tagle's delicate balance. Tagle's election as Pope presented both opportunities and challenges. He inherited a church steeped in tradition yet facing unprecedented pressure to change. He needed to balance respect for the Church's teachings with a willingness to adapt to the changing needs of the faithful. He understood that the Church could not remain stagnant. It needed to engage with the modern world to address the questions and concerns of contemporary Catholics. He believed in the power of dialogue, both within the Church and with those outside of it. He was committed to finding new ways to proclaim the gospel message in a way that resonated with people of the 21st century. A future forged in faith. Tagle's vision for the Catholic Church. Tagle's vision for the Catholic Church was one of unity, hope, and renewal. He believed in the power of the gospel to transform lives and to heal a broken world. He called for a church that was outward-looking, engaged with the world, and committed to serving the poor and marginalized. His papacy promised to be a time of great excitement and anticipation. The Catholic Church, under his leadership, was poised to embark on a new chapter in its long and storied history. A chapter marked by humility, compassion, and a deep commitment to building a more just and peaceful world. The future, it seemed, was filled with hope. Please subscribe to our channel History Documentary Hub for more insightful videos and intriguing content.